our AI is not replacing any underwriters. We're just helping them to do everything faster.
Hi and a huge welcome to you, my lovely listener. So glad you're here. Today you are joining me for a chat with Danny. Danny is the founder of Tradata, and this is for AI mortgage underwriting. Danny, so nice to have you.
Yes, my pleasure to hear. Yeah.
When we look at AI mortgage underwriting, it's to me not the first thing I would think about when I wanted to start a company. How did you end up with building this product?
Oh yes, that's a great question because I'm from Hong Kong and I'm just studying in the University of Hong Kong and my major is related to some statistic, math and finance and then I just came up with an intern in the Reinsurance Group of America and the Active Financial and I have spent more than 4 years in the financial industry in Hong Kong and I really love finance. Yeah. And um the problem is that I just find out that there is a lot of document problem and then they need to gather all the documents before making some decisions or some managing the risk yeah afterwards but uh and most of the people they are doing the reading the documents and I think is really time consuming and they should not be spending time here and this is spending on more than on judgment and after that I just um want to start a company in San Francisco because it's really a great environment for startup and then I just find my previous colleague and they have some connections with the US financial market there and I just interview all of them, and I find out from all the interviews, I find out the biggest problems is that um, they has they have a lot of document processing problems in the non-qualified mortgage market, and so I just want to solve that and just help the non-qualified mortgage industry to grow faster than ever because it's the right timing to scale it. And I would say um, normally I would say uh, the gig workers, especially for the creators and then some entrepreneurs, the numbers are keep increasing for the next few years or next 10 years, I would say. And um, then we need to buy home. And the real estate investor want to invest in homes and then just want to lease it and then just keeping the cash flow. And I would say so we just want to help to deal with this problem and without adding the head counts because I really know the document reading task I would say is really frustrating for non-QM underwriters and we really want to help solve it. Yeah.
This, I think it's interesting in a sense that I would not have looked at this industry
Yeah.
at all. And then you also, I think you're looking at a very specific part of the market, right? It's like how large is this market? So what are you expecting can this company become?
Yes. For the market size, I would say, for 200, for 2025, the market size is about 239 billions, for a long qualified mortgage, and which is 9% of the total, U.S. mortgage market. And the market size is really large and it's really keep increasing. But I know that, this problem, is really, I would say not obvious for many founders. And I would say I love to solve those problems that no one cares, but it's really serious and really keep increasing. And then I want to be the first mortgage tech company that really uh, help accelerate the lenders and building trust between them because we know that the mortgage lenders they have I would say for the mindset they are just conservative to AI because AI cannot doing everything 100% correct and they fear that they are replacing by AI, but I would say our AI is not replacing any underwriters. We're just helping them to do everything faster and to do the boring job, yeah, for just reading the document and then remain the most important task for making decisions to them. Yeah.
I think we see that a lot, right? So what I
Yeah.
also feel LLMs are very good, especially now multimodal LLMs at reading documents, whatever data extraction you want. I think this first step, I would say they can be very reliable. What's your feeling around the reliability when you're doing it? Are you getting close to 100%? How good is it actually?
Yes, yes, we are getting to 100% because it's really building trust between our AI and lenders, and LLM is not accurate enough for those for the regulated financial industry because they really need the 100%. And if there is any errors, the investor would not buy their loans, and I would say they need to carry on the buyback risk, and is the loss is unlimited, and they may be sued by SEC, and yeah, and we are just building this specifically because for LM they are just the probabilistic machine, I would say, and uh, and they may have some errors and they have hallucinations and they are not specific enough for this regulated market because they don't have much data about it because all the banking industry or the mortgage industry they will never leak out their data to AI, and so they are just keeping their data in their database and their local drive, and we're just doing all the specific tasks for them.
So Tradata runs primarily locally on the machine, right? Do you use any APIs or is it all processed locally?
Yes, yes. Well, we are using APIs, yeah. So
Ah, okay.
just running it in the local drive and then yeah, privately because we really care about the trust and the privacy for the regulated financial industry, and yeah, yeah, we care a lot about on this. Yeah.
And what's your initial feelings already? Do you have your first customers? How is it going?
We're just interviewed more than 60 underwriters and then just know about their workflow and really understand about the problem is and just help to solve it by creating our demo. And for the last few days, we have a potential customers, and but I would not say it's customers because we are just launching our closed beta program to our partners and just doing the design partner phase. And yeah, and then we can just keep refining our demo so that we can just launching our pilot later. And um, maybe I would say our target is the last quarter of this year and then just get the first customer, and yeah.
And if I now wanted to start with it, how can I imagine it? Do I just drag some files and it does some magic, or how does it actually work?
Oh yeah. Because for the normal workflow is that is like the underwriters are doing the reading the documents like the 400 page of bank statement, and then another tape would be doing the Excel calculation for calculating the qualifying income, and then they would just put the data back to iOS and then just approve the loan or not. And yeah, and the process may be spending almost more than 1 hour per file, and most of the time are spending on the document processing uh, work. And I would just hear one underwriters with more than 20 years experience that, and he tells me that um, even if he wants to approve the loan, and he needs to read all the documents, gather all the tax return, gather all the P&L, and then gather all the W2S, and then together all the documents, and then to prove true stories to approve the loan so that they can tell this story right to the investor, unless the investor would not buy back the loan. And yes, and that's it. Yeah.
And why did you decide to go for non-qualified mortgages? I think that seems very specific. Why not something else?
Oh, yes, that's a great question because just like I mentioned, and I really want to solve some problems that uh, no one really actually know about it, but it's really becoming more serious and more increasing for that time. And I can see the trend because um, the numbers of the creators like the YouTubers and the Instagram and the X and then everything for creators and all the gig workers and then doing some work remotely and some entrepreneurs just like us. Yeah, and then the numbers would be keep increasing because of AI, because they can easily to do all the creators job and then creating all the AI image, AI views, and then they just keep increasing, and we can see that, and they need a home. Yeah, and then they need a home. And also for the real estate investors, they will keep investing the homes and then just lease them out to earn the cash flow, and the trend is keep increasing. But uh, the headcount, I would say, is not ready for this increasing trend. And we are just helping the underwriters to scale the loan without sacrificing all the buyback risk because the current AI underwriting, they're really scared of using it because they cannot give 100% accuracy, and they may have some data leakage, and they are not really solving their problems. They are trying to replacing the underwriters, and they are really scared of it. And what we are different is that we are just helping them to scale the loan without adding the headcounts and accelerate the loans with safe and adhering all the investor guidelines, and then just help them do things easier. Yeah.
It sounds really smart because it seems like the Harvey model or something like that. You don't, as Harvey doesn't want to replace lawyers but help lawyers at the end of the
Yeah.
day. It seems more like you don't
Yes.
want to replace the underwriters, but you just want to make
Yeah.
them more efficient, right? So it's a tool for the underwriters that you're
Yeah.
building. When I look at your history, you've built quite a number of tools beforehand, like resume analyzers or document
Yeah.
scanners or something like that, that you both tweeted about, but also put on GitHub. What did you learn on these things that you're now using for Tradata?
Oh yes, because just like I mentioned before, because I work in the financial industry before, and I really see that problem for the document processing. So I just try to build some side projects, and and then building it to be open source so that I can learn from it, and then I just try because I'm just studying the degrees that is not included in the computer science, just a little bit, just basic for Python, I would say just basic. And I want to self-learn some codings because some AIs are not allowed to use here. So I need to learn it self by myself, and then I just just try doing and just try building something by learning. And then, yeah. And then what I learned is that, um, uh, the first thing is that, if I just learning from all the books and then I cannot just learn that stuff. Yeah. I really need to learn by doing. Yeah. Just trying to building something real and for document process like the resume and the receipt, yeah, for receipt reading and I will just remember I just achieved 95% accuracy for that time and yeah, and I'm trying to improve them to about 100% right now. And I would say yes, just trying learn by doing. Yeah, and then just keep improving and refining all the stuff, and then I just try using all the skills, put it back to Tradata. Yeah.
A lot of people are now building software as a service products as web applications or as applications on phone. Yours is not, I would say, classic software as a service product in a sense that you're running it on a desktop computer, right? It's a native application that you're building. Is that correct?
Yes, yes, we are building the native one. Yeah.
Do you think it's very different also when you think about sales and marketing from how you would build a web application, or do you think it's pretty similar?
I think uh a little bit different. Yeah, the marketing will be a little bit different because I know that the B2B SaaS is normally just building a public and then and then just used by anyone. Um, but what I've learned in working in the financial industry is that they really want a private AI software for them because um, they really sensitive of any data leakage. Yeah, just like the latest news is that when the clock just released its new is the latest version, and then all the banks just to be care and then to prevent any security risk. Yeah, because financial is really the foundation of a country. Yeah, and it serves as the capital, I say just like the heart of the capital. And it's really important. So the data must be reserved within themselves instead of leaking out. But most of the software, like the Microsoft, and then it's okay to use the things like that because all the data are not really important when using for like Excel to do the calculation, but the really datas and the some documents and some privacy data is really solved in some uh, their database, and it never want to give it to anyone to know. Yeah, and so we're just building the private AI and then just making something what they want. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that oftentimes, like one of the competitive advantages of companies like especially Microsoft are that people trust them with their data. Also, larger companies are still okay if it's not completely critical industries or very regulated industries. They seem to be okay with putting their data in a cloud, in a um, server center somewhere that is run by Microsoft, for example. I think if you are like a little startup, this trust has to be earned first. So it seems like a smart move to do something that is highly sensitive with local software that runs on a desktop. If you're looking at the mortgage and lending industry in the next 3 to 5 years, what do you think would change? I mean, you're giving us a glimpse of where it might go, but what's the bigger picture? How will it look like in 3 to 5 years? What do you think?
First thing I would say the trend would keep increasing and then for now non-qualified mortgage is just 9% of the total mortgage, and I think in the next 10 years it would be more than 30%, I would say 30% because the number of entrepreneurs keep increasing, just like we are doing the startup, and then everyone is now doing startup right now is AI startup, and they need to have a house. Yeah, they may rent a house or buy a house, and then it also involved in the non-qualified mortgage, and then just directly or indirectly, the first picture would be like that, and the second picture would be, I would say, um, they would just um uh tends to having a long cloud software instead of cloud native software, because for other industry they may be helpful for using the cloud, but for financial industry I think it's really risky for using cloud native software, because just like what Claude said, yeah, the Claude said the Fable, the Mevo, yeah, the Mevo is really strong for the model, and then they may raise some security risk, and they may some hackers may use their models to hack into the financial system of different countries, and I think cloud native software would be very dangerous for this risk, and we are just doing the opposite things to keep our financial industry. And then that's a second picture. And the third picture would be some lenders giant like A&D Mortgage. They are now building the homeground tools for building their AI for themselves, because they are having a lot of budgets to hire a software engineering team and then just build the AIs themselves. And for the some small to medium lenders, they don't have the budget to do that, and it would be a disadvantage for those small to medium without using AI, because the mortgage brokers will just give the loans to the faster lenders instead of some lenders without using AI. And uh, the gap between the giants and the small to medium lenders would be widened, but um, we are here to solve it. We are here to narrow down the gap, because we can just provide some our software to make the small to medium lenders, and then to use AI, and then use our AI, and then just scale their loan, um, prevent the loss to the giant lenders, and yeah, and I would say the I would say the non-qualified mortgage market would be more competitive than before. Yeah, yeah, and the gap would be narrowed down.
Yeah, and I think we are seeing that in a lot of spaces, right? So I think we'll have this
Yeah,
like these smaller companies that will have to buy third-party software, like you are building in this space, and the very large ones that just will have the capital to develop something. And I'm always wondering, will we
yeah.
just see an aggregation in that space? Like, will the smaller companies all get bought by the big ones, and then we have like one big one that does everything, or will it be like where you are working at, we have a few software vendors, a lot of small ones still, and a few large ones that still build in-house software. So what do you think? What will happen here?
I would say uh if without us, I would say most of the lender giants would just acquire some small lenders, and then just make the market be more monopoly. But after having us, okay, we will just helping the small to medium lenders to use to use our AI, and then to scale the loan volume faster, and and the loan volume would be just very close to the lender giant. and then the market would be more competitive than before. Yeah, I would say. Yeah.
I think another place where we see a lot of competition, and this is the one that I
Yes.
found most interesting, is the model providers, actually. So I think we have like this switch every few months between open weight models, closed models. We had now had this play with Anthropic and Fable not being available anymore. But then
Yeah.
again, we have, I think, GLM it's called, if I'm not fully mistaken. So an open
Yeah.
weight model that came out like a few days ago. And I've been asking around because I couldn't put it into perspective. And the people are really saying it's getting to the quality of at least Opus 4.6 when they use programming. Like some say even Opus 4.8, even on longer running tasks, they are getting there.
Yeah.
So what's your feeling in this space? I feel like the gap is closing. It's not getting wider, but I might be wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. The gap would be getting closer because um we can just help the small to medium lenders and then just scale the loans and then I would say the most important thing I would say is that um uh uh there will be more uh more companies that just building something similar to us, I think, in the future because they may see us and then they can just uh solve the problems with those small to medium lenders or lenders giant because I would say their software they have budget for hiring a strong team of software engineer, but the software engineer may not know about their problem and um, they may not have some experience in the financial industry and they may just build according to what the CEO said and then and then just follow all the instructions but they may not know the problem well but we are learning the problem well so I would say the gap would be closer yeah in the future.
When you think about building Tradata so far, what was your what did was most fun? What did you enjoy the most?
Oh yeah. Um, I would say the most fun things would be um I really enjoy doing anything related to finance because um I always reading all the books related to Rich Dad Poor Dad and Ray Dalio and Warren Buffett, and then I always read all the financial books and then learn about the financial industry since I was a kid, and um, I really enjoy to solve the big problems in the financial industry, and I think for this problem, just like I mentioned before, and is no one cares about it, and no one's know deep about this, but it's really getting serious, and it has a really potential to be a real problem, real urgent problem to solve, and the one who solve it well and really fast would become a real giant technology company, I would say. And I really enjoy chatting with all the financial industry colleagues and all the underwriters. And yeah, I really enjoy my job. And it's something, yeah, because I love finance. Yeah,
These are very nice final words. I think it's really important that you enjoy what you're doing. If you haven't
yeah,
subscribed yet to the podcast, please subscribe. And Danny, thank you so much for being on.
yeah. Thank you, Alexis, for having me here. And yeah.